Today I'm going to teach you how I turn this simple shoe image into this Instagram post with just a few clicks and very little bit of knowledge. So before I proceed any further, I'll just go to Google Chrome and type here Instagram post size. So it varies from various social media posts. Yeah, you may be doing it for Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. So depending on that, you can just type here and note down the size. So it's 1080 1080. So preferably it will be square in size. So it should be in the ratio of 1:1. So here I'm going to open a new document and give same width and height size here. So it is 1080 again. And as this is a social media post, I always prefer pixels over other things. So better keep it as pixel. And here you can keep the resolution as 72. As this is a digital media artwork, you can keep it as 72. If it's for printouts, you need to change it to 300 for best quality. So for now I'll keep it as 72 and color mode as RGB. There is another option like CMYK2, so but I prefer going with RGB here as this is a digital artwork and it gives vibrant colors if you use RGB colors. And here I can keep it as 8-bit with background color. For now it will be white. So here I am going to create. So before we dive into this playground, I just want to do some research. Research like going to Google Chrome and typing various other designs like Nike shoes, Instagram post designs. This way you'll come to know how others are working on it. Like here are some examples. So after doing your little research works here, I'm going to come back to my artboard, plain white artboard, and I'm going to rename everything I'm going to do here. For example, this was artboard 1, so I renamed it to Nike Instagram artboard, and this I renamed it to, first it will be named as layer 1 when you create new layer. So after that you just double click here and rename it to sketch or anything you want. This way it will be organized, and every time you come back to this artwork and you want to redesign something, you don't need to look for everything here. You just need to see this word sketch and you can work on that. So for now I delete one of the sketch here, and coming to the sketch, I'm going to take a pencil and keeping foreground color as black, I'm going to do some scratches scratches here. You take creative liberty here and do anything. Like if you want shoe to be placed here and some texts to be placed here and the CTA button to be placed here, you just freely sketch it out, no worries. You can even by pressing Ctrl Z you can undo everything and start from fresh. So if I want to place the shoe, you don't need to you know correctly design something here. So if you think this is a shoe from my side, I'm not a great drawer here, so if this almost resembles somewhat of a shoe, that's fine. Or you can write here shoe. I'm using a mouse, so my writings are really bad for now. So after that, if you want to write down some texts like this one, I want to place a one big text here and another big, like if this ad is for discount purpose, I can write 50% 50% off. And if you want to put a price tag here, you can put some rate. You know what I am getting at, right? Just don't be too disciplined here. You can take out your frustration, like scratch it out. You want to take everything out of your mind and you can do anything right over here, because this is a plain sketch. You can childishly do anything here. Okay. If you have cleared your mind now, like if you have finally decided to keep this as a basic, what should I say, basic sketch. So on that you're going to redesign some artworks, place the image here, place the text here, and place your CTA button over here. If you have decided what you're going to do, then we'll move on to the fun part now, making this more visually appealing and attractive to see. So for that, I'm going to temporarily disable the sketch work here. So to do that, I'm going to just click on this eye icon. This way it will be temporarily disabled. Next, we are going to click on this, I don't know what icon I should call this. It's like half moon. It's called as create new fill or adjustment layers. So if we click on this, and we have option over here, gradient. So before I select any color over here, I'm going to come back and choose a shoe. So I have chosen this shoe. You can take up any shoe you want, any type of color. So I have taken up this shoe color, and as you can see, it is yellow and a mixture of yellow and black. So this is little bit of darker yellow and brighter yellow. So I'm going to choose yellow as my background color, and I'm going to create a gradient layer according to that. So for now, I'm going to go with basic black and white. So no worries, I'm going to change the color right over here. If you click and come to the yellow part, so I'm going to choose some color for now. It's very temporary, and click OK. So if you're going to make a yellow gradient, you should never keep it as bright yellow. So what you sorry, bright white color. So if you want to do a gradient type of yellow, just copy this hex code. This is called a hex code of that particular color, and come back here and paste it right over here. So no worries, everything is same linear color now. So how you are going to change is, you have to come to your saturation area and just reduce or increase depending on what you want. If you want brighter yellow, you need to reduce, so it becomes little pale. So I'm going to go all the way to 50%, but I want this bright color to be at the center, not at the top here. So for that, I'm going to choose, instead of linear, I'm going to choose radial. But this has become, I wanted the white color to be at the center. So for that, I'm going to reverse, because check mark this reverse, that way it's at the center. So I feel like this the colors are not matching because I have not researched really well. To do the research, you can just go here and type the yellow gradient format and just click on anything. Like they'll give some sample colors here. See, you can choose any sample works, but I more preferably go with the type of yellow that is uh, printed on this shoe. So I have changed it, and it looks more better than previous one. This looks, I want this to be little below. I don't want to be exactly at the center. So what I'm going to do is just going to, when you're at in the gradient fill panel, you can creatively move this. You don't. And I'm going to come to the gradient editor here, and I'm going to adjust a little bit. Like I don't want this whole white layer to be spread across the whole artboard. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move a little bit, that's all. You have done with the gradient selection, and you are satisfied with this color outlet. So now comes the selection of the subject. So there are multiple ways of selecting this show, because there is a white background behind. So what I'm going to do is, now the modern method most people use is select subject. It's quite good, and it selects precisely, as this is a white background. But what I suggest is, go through by traditional way using the pen tool. So this way you can practice how to select a subject. So once you hit the pen tool option, just click here and just use your mouse left button key and keep on making the selection. This way you can practice on how to select a subject manually. So once you select your subject, whatever way you choose to make the selection, just copy it using Control C and come back to your empty artboard and just click on this gradient. It should be placed above the gradient, but if you place below the gradient, you won't be able to see. So to make sure it is above the gradient, you just click on the gradient layer and press Control V. That way the subject is selected. I'm going to resize using Control T option. Just bring it to a small size. So I want it to face the other way, like it should face towards the left. So what I'm going to do is hit the right option and flip horizontal and kind of make it like it's hanging in the air. So I'm going to place it diagonally like this. I want to make this subject look like it belongs to this artboard. So what I'm going to do is adding shadows makes so much difference. So it should be placed below the layer. So I'm going to create a new layer option here. So as I said, I'm going to name everything. So this would be shoe, and below that, sorry, you need to click on the text here and name it as shoes shadow. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take up the normal brush. The shortcut key is B, and I'm going to resize it using the bracket keys here. So to make a shadow, I'm going to flatten the brush. So here is an option. So I'm just going to squeeze it to the right level. Okay, this looks good, and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to reduce the opacity to around maybe 40%. So when I just click once, okay, I need to choose black over here. So currently I'm going to choose black by just clicking this option just below it and just give it a one click. And this is wrong brush, this is hard brush. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, again I'm going to need to resize it. Okay, by just clicking once here, you're sort of making it like the shadow is casted by the shoe here, and it's hanging a little above the surface. Adding text is very simple. The shortcut key is T. So once you click the option T, you'll get an option like this. So here you can add any sort of information here. Like for example, I'm going to put the biggest season sale, anything you want. And this looks way too big. So what I'm going to do is select all. Control A is selecting all. And I'm going to reduce this to around, put it as 80 pt. pt. Okay. And not happy with the font style here, so here is an option. You can play with anything. You can choose all these free font styles, and you can try to match it with the art style you're going with. So if you want to make more changes to the text here, so I'm going to go here is an option called as toggle character and paragraph panels. If you select this one, you get various more options like increasing the size, and this one, leave that one, that's not important. This is for the line distance between the lines. So now I just have one, and this is distance between the letters and the characters. So if you go on increasing, the distance between the letters increases. So For now I'm going to put it as 100. Going through which font format you want to choose, I took up this kind of font and placed it over here. And for the next CTA button, how you need to do that, just take up just copy this one, biggest season sale. I'm just going to press Ctrl J to make a copy and just move it right below here, and I'm going to change this text to shop now. Okay. Every CTA buttons are texts are very small, so I'm going to reduce the size to, yes, I'm going to keep it as 25. It should be visible to the customers or users. So, and after that, I'm going to make it look like a button now. So to do that, I'm going to create a new layer just below this shop now, and I'm going to choose a rectangle and draw a shape, a rectangle shape right over here. It should be correctly placed, and I'm going to change the color to I'm going to make this black background color. So the shortcut to fill this selected area is, yeah, control I mean sorry alt delete. If it's the foreground, if the foreground color is black, you just need to press alt and delete. If the background, if you want to apply the background color which is white right over here, I'm going to press control delete. Okay, for now the text has disappeared. Actually the text is right over there, but even the text color is black, so I'm going to change this to this yellow color. So as you hover over this artboard, you can automatically see the eyedropper tool. So once I check this one, it's going to give that very same color, and I'm going to choose OK, yellow. Perfect. To deselect the selected area, I'm just going to press Ctrl D. Okay, cool. Now for the final touch. As you can see, I have given this price tag over here with this unique way of highlighting it. I'm going to teach you how I did that. So first of all, I'm going to go over the shoe layer because this is appearing over the shoe layer. I'm going to place it above the shoe layer. So I'm going to search for shoe right over here, and I'm going to create a new layer. So I'm going to select elliptical marquee tool here and draw a basic circle. So I'm going to keep the size right to this, and I was holding shift alt to expand it from the center and keeping it perfectly rounded. If I am not holding anything, I'm just dragging it, I can make any sort of say shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift and alt. That way it's perfectly round, and holding it I'm going to press space also to make it move all over the place. So I'm going to place it right over here, and oops, sorry, and yeah, okay, this is fine for now. Again, I'm going to change this I'm going to fill it with black color, so I'm going to press alt and delete because the foreground color is black. Okay, cool. Control D to deselect things. I'm going to write price tag. You can name it anything as long as you remember what you're typing there. Okay, this looks like plain circle, it's not very interesting. So what I'm going to do is coming to the price tag here, I'm going to go all the other end, and I'm going to just double click. That way a new pop-up window here, it pops up here. It's called a layers tab. So what I chose was bevel. It's bevel and emboss. Emboss, and I'm going to make some certain changes right over here to make it more attractive looking. Okay, so another thing is I want this thing to cast shadow. As the shoe is casting shadow right here, this circle must also cast shadow. Again, go to the layer style option, and you have an option called as drop shadow. It will cast shadow right behind it, so that way you can make some adjustment. So now it's okay, no problem. I'm just going to click OK. You can just play with these settings, and you can make sure what is right and what's not right for you. You can play with it. After that, I'm going to place the price over here, so I can just copy this same text format here. So I want that font style only, so I'm going to choose 50% off and just press Ctrl J. A copy is made, and I'm going to change it to price. So you have an option called as dollar right above your numerical key 4. So if you press shift and 4, it will change to dollar. So if you want to change it to rupees, you need to hold control shift and 4. That way it shows rupees. So I'm going to give some price over here, and 44 only. I'll keep it as caps because it looks good only. Okay, our Instagram post is ready now. You can go it and post, and hope what I thought right now was helpful to you.